Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our November partner Zoom of the Michigan Financial Wellness Network. This is Kelly Masters, and I am going to be brief with my remarks this morning. I have some updates coming from partners, and then I see some new names in the room, so I want to make sure we have time to find out who is here and do some sharing in terms of who has what to offer and who is in need. Because that's where the magic happens. It's when I'm not talking that we're able to make these coordinations and collaborations and sharing of resources and solving problems. So with that, I want to thank so much our 2022 underwriting partners, of course, Ally Financial, the Michigan Credit Union Foundation, Raymond James, Anthem Advisors, Community Financial Credit Union, Michigan Education Trust, and Michigan Education Savings Program, and of course our fiscal agent, the Michigan Council on Economic Education. It's a great partnership, and so I really appreciate all the support of those who give of their time, their talent, and of course of their treasure, because many of the things that we do, especially statewide, do require financial support. So I am looking for funders for 2023, and I'm hopeful that we'll be able to continue the work that we're doing. But a lot of that will depend on whether or not we're able to secure underwriting support for all of the things that we do. So if you have suggestions or offers of support, please reach out to me. Everyone knows you can reach me at myfinancialwellness@gmail.com at any time. And I do have a puppy that I'm taking care of who is oofing at my feet right now because he wants me to throw toys, and I am trying to do business. Go away. All right, first up this morning, I'm going to ask Derek to give us an update on a couple of MCEE items. And Derek, you don't need to speak to all of these if it's not necessary, if there's nothing new from last month, but I do want to hear at least an update on the Personal Finance Institute for Teachers, which is coming soon.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, the Personal Finance Institute for Teachers is in full swing, getting ready for that this weekend. We actually were able to raise our limit to 40 teachers because of some additional funding that Tim Ranzetta from Next Gen Personal Finance reached out and said, hey, what can I do to make this available for more teachers, knowing what the need is for the new legislation that's coming in Michigan. Speaking of that, they sent an email out this morning. They've got implementing personal finance in a state with the new requirements. Webinars going on November 9th and November 10th. So next week for them on that. So we've got the Personal Finance Institute is going to be at Farmington Hills High School. Basically, the teachers are going to have 5 hours of pre-instruction that they're doing through on-demand webinars. And then they're having about 15 hours of in-person classroom instruction. That classroom instruction will consist of content and pedagogical best practices that they can use to implement that topic in the classroom. So we've got 40 teachers. They're giving up Friday evening, Saturday from 8:30 to 5, and then Sunday from 8:30 until 1 or 2 o'clock, depending on when they get done with their certification test, because at the end of it, they'll be taking the WISE Personal Finance Educator Certification Test to kind of go back to their district and say, hey, I'm trained for this. I can implement this. I want to teach the personal finance class to their administrators. And we're able to grant them a stipend in exchange for the wonderful gift of time that they're giving us. So we were able to have some sponsors through a grant from our national CEE, as well as some additional funding from Next Gen that came through for that. So very thankful for that opportunity to reach into teachers at Farmington High School this weekend.
So Derek, before you go on, are there still available slots?
No, that filled up really quickly. I think the $500 stipend was a very good incentive. Not sure if we'll always be able to do that because we want to do more of these. We have a wait list of about 20, even after increasing the limit to 40. So there's definitely going to be demand for this next year. We have to raise funds to be able to pay the costs of this. I mean, you can just imagine the food for a dinner, 2 lunches, 2 breakfasts and snacks for teachers, the food cost and the other costs that are associated with this event are quite significant. So if we can continue to raise funds for this, I would like to run at least 2 in 2023 based upon the demand that I'm hearing from the teachers in the community. So we've got all the slots filled up except for one that we're looking for industry experience with college decision making, FAFSA, basically that area. If anybody is interested in giving up their time for a half-hour session this weekend, it could be virtual or it could be in person at Farmington High School. I have to have the agenda right in front of me to tell you exactly when that is if you're interested in it. I probably do, so just give me 1 second to look at that time, just in case you know somebody. That is scheduled for 4:25 to 4:55 on Saturday. So if you would like to join us virtually or in person or know somebody who would, please reach out and email me. It's Derek, DEREK @michiganecon.org, and let me know. So if you have any questions about any of these things, I'll answer them in a minute. So the House bill that kind of precipitated this Personal Finance Institute was HB 5190. There's now a public act that beginning with students who entered 7th grade this year in 2022, that will be the first graduating class that needs to have personal finance before they graduate. Now, the last time that we talked, I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen with the implementation of this. Still don't know what's going to happen with the implementation of this. The Michigan Department of Education still has a draft version that hopefully they are editing based upon feedback that they've received from me and possibly others. But their initial guidance for districts was that they were not going to open up the state standards for changes, and that districts could start a personal finance class and have their students take a personal finance class. But since the state does not require courses and only requires credits, that districts could just keep business as usual, no changes, have students take the semester of econ, which has some personal finance embedded within it, and that would fulfill what their view is as the credit requirement of a personal finance credit. Now I'm saying credit and course, and they're not interchangeable. So you could take a course and receive credit for this and credit for that and credit in 4 different ways, and check 4 different boxes for the Michigan Merit Curriculum. But see, the personal finance bill specifically said course. It said students have to take a course in it. But Michigan Department of Education in their view feels that, or at least in their draft view, was feeling that they could exchange the word course for credit. And that's their view on it. Now, I think that view could change. Haven't seen a final document yet, so trying to be patient and work through the proper channels to get them to see the folly of their initial draft. I've had plenty of follies in initial drafts, so hopefully that's just one of those things. So I can answer any questions on that. And then we are always thankful for our Michigan credit unions who have sponsored SmartPath for our Michigan younger age teachers. Great implementation for econ curriculum for K through 8. Really sweet spot is that elementary school where it's teaching economics 3 lessons per grade band with a theme and characters that you follow through each of those 3 lessons that really gets the kids interested. And there's a lot of supporting curriculum that goes along with that, social justice guides and special education curriculum adaptations So SmartPath is a great tool to be able to look at and utilize, and it can be used outside of the classroom as well for any type of special programs, library program, or 4-H or other things that have come up in questions throughout the years. It's really very good for scouts, anything really, because it's kind of short, sweet, and bite size, and it's easily adaptable. So those are some of the major things going on with MCE. And I guess I'll stop and see if there's any questions at this point. So Kelly, thank you very much for allowing us to share what's going on in our end of things.
Of course. I was very interested to know if there were any additional slots open. So personally, selfishly, I wanted to get updates because I know I had pushed out the Institute information to some of my people. And maybe offline, I can find out if anyone in my in my little universe is attending. That I'd love to know that. So, but thank you. I know that you have a very full morning, so I appreciate you coming this, to join us and give us updates on these items. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I don't have anything new to report yet on the Smart Money Magic Show for 2023. It is still in process. A lot of things have changed at Ally Financial in terms of personnel and process and basically process. So I don't have anything new to report. I know people are very excited about the possibility of being back in schools for the for the next, first quarter. But unfortunately, I don't have anything new to share. And Kathy, I can get you, if he doesn't, I can get you his email address. I do have a very exciting update for our Smart Money Kids Read program for our original book that we'll be using for 2023. Things are moving along swimmingly, and I am absolutely in love with this book. I am in love with the characters, and the story is a great one. I think that folks are going to be very excited to have this book that will, basically launch here in Michigan. It will be made available, more broadly. I did advance the slide. Do you not see this? The Smart Money Kids Read. Can someone tell me, do you see the Owl and Otter Smart Money Kids Read slide?
We do not.
You do not. Oh. It says I'm screen sharing.
You can see the screen still, but it's still Derek's updates, that slide.
All right, well, I'm just going to stop sharing and we're going to try and start over.
There we go.
Okay, so you see spring 2023, Smart Money Michigan Kids Read.
Yep.
Owl and Otter and the Big Yard Sale. So this is a draft of the cover art that just came in overnight. So you all are seeing it just moments after I saw it. And it is not finalized, but it is close. Through many, many iterations and revisions and updates. We're almost there. We're after 3 years of working toward this. We're about to have this baby very soon. And the story is lovely. The characters are adorable. The teachable moments are fantastic. And I will say that interest seems to be quite high because I already have 140 requests for 7,300 copies spoken for as of yesterday. So if you are a library or you work with a public library that has not yet requested copies of the book, that needs to happen soon, so that everyone who would like to utilize this and do money themed story times with, plays and songs and activities and crafts in April has the opportunity to do that. So there you go. That is my update for, okay, now you can see it. Okay, good. All right, thank you for letting me know that. I don't know what happened, but the screen share just stopped for some reason, but we're back. So anyway, so this is coming along swimmingly. We are totally on track. We're actually a little bit ahead of schedule. I'm going to knock on wood because I'm almost afraid to say the words. But we're a little bit ahead of the schedule that was laid out early on to make sure we hit all the things along the timeline to make this happen for March sorting and distribution that will happen on March 3rd. So that Monday, March 6th, I think it is, books will be headed out to libraries that have requested them so that they have them in advance of story times that will take place throughout the month of April. If anyone has any questions about our Smart Money Michigan Kids Read, you can ask me today. You can always email me, and I can let you know, if you've already requested books or if you haven't, or if a particular library has or hasn't. I get those questions periodically, and I'm happy to check and let you know. So Cheryl is on the call from Funding the Future. Cheryl, can you unmute and tell us what's going on? Because we're in the midst of the fall tour.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Yeah, so I'm the booking agent for Funding the Future. And just in case nobody knows who we are, we're a nonprofit organization, and we go around the country organizing live musical performances at schools. And we create a dialogue around financial literacy between the students and our musicians. And we do it at no cost to the schools. We use sponsors, donations, and various grant programs to fund the shows. And so right now, Carter Holsey, who is one of our musicians, is actually in Michigan this week. He's doing 3 shows there. He had one at Henry Ford II School in Sterling Heights on Monday. And then today he actually has a show at Wyandotte Middle School in Clinton Township. And then he has a show tomorrow at Warren Woods High School in Warring. And he's also doing the MANS conference in Lansing. And MANS is the Michigan Association of Non-Public Schools. They kind of just organize, it's an organization that supports and advocates for faith-based schools in Michigan. So he's doing a conference there on Thursday. And then we are also coming back to Michigan in the spring, April 25th through May 5th. So about 2 weeks. Our musician Gooding, who's actually one that helped found Funding the Future, he's going to be in Michigan for those dates. I already have 3 schools booked so far and possibly another 2 coming on board. So if anybody is interested in booking schools for that time period, definitely reach out and let me know so I can get something on the calendar for you.
Hey, Cheryl, this is Kelly. Can you tell me, I think the dates may have been tweaked or something, because I had the 17th through the 28th as the first segment.
Yeah, sorry about that. We changed it a couple weeks ago because those dates, a lot of the schools have like testing and stuff going on. So we moved it back or moved it forward.
Can you tell me the dates again? I'm going to update everything.
Yeah, it's April 25th through May 5th.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have handy who's already scheduled for the spring?
Yeah, so I have John Page Middle School in Madison Heights. And then Chippewa Valley High School in Clinton Township. And Clinton High School in Clinton. And then I'm also looking at Salina High School in Salina, and Howell High School in Howell. They are tentative.
Great.
And we're able to do, determining on like timing and everything and drive time and stuff, we're able to do 2 shows a day. So just an FYI.
And since we have a couple new folks on the call, I will say that the Funding the Future programs, it is full-on professional concert, rock concert with Gooding in the spring, followed by a presentation and speaking from the band leader, Gooding himself. So it's a really unique concept. If you're new to our group and this is your first Zoom, which I know a couple people it is, I encourage you to go to the Funding the Future website and check it out because it's an absolutely incredible and unique way to speak to teenagers about personal finance. The music kind of gels them out, chills them out, and brings barriers down. And then the message of personal finance is shared from somebody who's way cooler than you and I. So yeah, it's for a lot of people, it's kind of a foreign concept. You think rock and roll show and personal finance, like how does that even work? And at first I didn't get it either. But after going to a couple of shows and knowing the artists and knowing the organization, it is really fantastic and it's very powerful. And so I encourage those of you for whom it's a little bit unknown to check it out. And if you work with any middle or high schools in the state of Michigan and are interested in learning more, certainly I can put you in touch with the folks at Funding the Future and hopefully bring this program to your community.
And just so you guys know too, the music that they do is actual music that they've released. So it's not like Credit Karma, financial literacy music, it's actual music. And it's all, school appropriate and stuff like that, so.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Cheryl.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so Fempreneur Summit, you all know this one's near and dear to my heart, serving the financial wellness needs and issues of female entrepreneurs. And we were back in person in September and it was awesome. It was so great to be back in a room filled with enthusiastic, supportive, and powerful women who have a lot of unique challenges as fempreneurs. And we're looking into planning a spring summit. And the possibility right now, we're looking at March 8th, potentially in the conference center at Ward Church, which is right off the freeway, has lots of great accessible parking. It hasn't been finalized yet, but for those who are following the Fempreneur Summit and want to stay abreast of what's going on, we've done a site review, we've done a walkthrough, and we're just evaluating a variety of things. But right now we're looking at a tentative date of, I think that's a Wednesday, March 8th. And that would be at Ward Conference Center, Ward Church Conference Center. And one of the attractive things about this is that we might have an option to do a Zoom portion. So they have the equipment, dedicated equipment for so if people live more than an hour away, let's say, we've never been able to have them participate in the past. This might give us an opportunity to have people from outstate and even out of state participate in the Fempreneur Summit with a remote option. So stay tuned on that. We are looking for sponsors. We are looking for committee planning members. We're evaluating venues. So if you're interested in being part of this initiative, please reach out to me at myfinancialwellness@gmail.com. And I'd love to have a conversation with you about how you see yourself possibly fitting in. So now is my favorite part of our time together, and we have a nice chunk of time to be able to do this. Just last parting words before we get into the good stuff is our next meeting for this calendar year is December 7th. And then I also have dates already set up for the first half of next year. You can save the date. You see them there on the screen, but they're also in the monthly e-blast that I send out. So you can put them on your calendar now. January 11th, February 1st, March 1st, April 5th, May 3rd, and June 7th. So those are Wednesdays. The group felt that Wednesday was the best day. And we tend to do it toward the beginning of the month, except when we need to move it to avoid certain holidays. So I'd love to hear what's up for fourth quarter from everybody. And if you have any needs or if you have resources to offer, I'm going to stop screen sharing, officially stop screen sharing, not whatever happened before. And I'll just start with, I don't know, we've heard from Cheryl. Sarah Sparrow, are you able to unmute? And just basically tell us who you are and if you represent an organization and if you're here to, ask for help or to offer help, or if you're just here to listen, that's fine too. Oops, I can't hear you, Sarah. I see that you're talking. Can anybody else hear Sarah?
This is Teresa. I can't hear.
How about now?
Oh, Sarah, is that you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I was having trouble with my headset today. So I just unplugged it and here
you
I
are.
am. Now you can hear me. So I am the Relationship Development Coordinator here at Arbor Financial Credit Union. And I've actually been a part of a couple of these meetings over the last couple of years, not a lot. The last year, actually, I helped our credit union work with libraries to do the Smart Kids Read program. So that was a lot of fun. And I learned about that through one of these meetings. So just being in this new role at the credit union, I'm fairly new to the relationship development role. I just wanted to hop on and see how we could partner together or utilize services, learn more, and really just help build our relationships, outside of the credit union.
Well, that's fantastic. So we are in the throes, as you heard, of getting libraries who want to be part of the Smart Money Michigan Kids Read program. So if you have key libraries that you already partner with, I would say make sure that they have, if they're interested in participating in that program, make sure that they have requested their books. And if they haven't, I'm happy to communicate with them. Just, shoot me an email of their email address, whoever manages their, youth programming. And that would be a good time also to just set the stage for how you might partner together in April, right?
Yeah.
So,
and actually, Kelly, I will actually not be continuing that program. My coworker, Michaela Tuttle, will be taking over the Youth Month for the credit union. So I did pass along that information and will help with her coordinate with those those libraries that I worked with last year. So hopefully we can help partner with them again and provide
Great.
Those books. Are so cute. And our mascot is an owl. So
oh, that's fortunate,
it's near
right?
and dear to my heart.
Well, I'm glad you're here today.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's just go around. I see Alex. Alex, do you want to unmute? And I saw your note about, I think that has to be done when the meetings are set up. I didn't see a way to turn that on in the middle of the meeting, but that's certainly something I can look at for future meetings.
Yeah, I'm Alex with Advia Credit Union, and we're talking about turning on closed captioning. I have ADHD, and it actually helps me follow along if the closed captioning are on. So that's something people get really annoyed when they come to my house. It's always on every single program, and I share like streaming devices or streaming services with like my mom and stuff, and it'll show up on hers, and she's like, Alexandra. But yeah,
no worries. I'll figure out how to do it.
Not a problem so I'm Advia Credit Union's Community Development Officer. This is a brand new position to Advia. I'm the very first one, and it started at the end of February. Since then, it has changed 2 or 3 times. As of November 1st, I just switched departments. I was in lending and now I am in marketing. So the focus has switched a little bit. But overall, what I handle are our community partnerships. We are just starting a child savings account program, similar to like Michigan State Federal Credit Union does with Lansing Saves. We're doing it with Battle Creek schools. So we're going to be doing financial literacy for kindergarten cohorts starting hopefully either this school year or the next school year. We also do a lot of financial wellness for adults and children inside of like libraries. And any place we can find really that needs us. So a lot of what I'm here for is trying to find where can Advia partner with, what are the needs out there that we can do so. We've done a lot of partnerships already with various nonprofits in the area, but I not only service Kalamazoo where I'm located and we're headquartered, but I service the entire lower peninsula of Michigan, counties in Illinois and Wisconsin as well. So we try to find things that we can broadly serve as far as financial education, any sort of specific programs we can create. So we created a mortgage specifically for Habitat for Humanity. So if there's any sort of like lending programs, we're looking at possibly doing like an accessibility loan to pair with the disability networks in Michigan. So how can we create, expand our underwriting guidelines a little bit to help those who would not necessarily come through black and white and get approved. So lots of room for growth and things that we can do, and it's constantly evolving.
Yeah, so Alex, you mentioned Kalamazoo. So I'm not familiar with Advia. What is your footprint, your geographic footprint? Like where do you have locations?
We have 26 branches in Southwest Michigan. So that goes as far north as Plainwell and as far south as, what is our furthest south? Kalamazoo might actually be our furthest south. I'm not certain. But yeah, we have I said 26, 12 branches in Southwest Michigan. We have 7 branches on the east side of Michigan in Port Huron down to Southgate and Brownstown. And then we have 7 locations along the border of Illinois and Wisconsin. So we're in Beloit, Wisconsin, Woodstock, Illinois. We've done a lot of growth through mergers and acquisitions, and our last 2 acquisitions were actually banks over in Illinois.
So are you plugged in? Dawn, are you on? Or I can't see you, but I see that you're there.
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Are you guys connected?
Yes, Alex and I have connected. Yes.
Yay.
Right. We've got some things brewing, and Alex is now part of our Finlit Fanatics team advisory committee too. So shout out to Advia, and also shout out to Sarah and our Arbor friends too. So lots of great connections here, Kelly, as always. Thank you.
Good. Well, I immediately, when I hear Kalamazoo, I'm like, oh, do you know Dawn? So do you want to go ahead now that I've got you talking?
Yes, sure. Gosh, I don't know. I'm just like trying to think of the things. We've got lots of things going on. We met with MSU Extension and Kathy Jameson. We were hooked up with Veronica, and they had expressed an interest in increasing their programming in Kalamazoo County. And so we're looking to see how we might partner, and just kind of met to look over the programs and lessons. And they have a lot of quality stuff. I'm all about why reinvent the wheel. If the wheel has already been invented, let's just ride it. Let's use it. So yes, so great things there. So I feel great about that. With Alex, we were kind of chit-chatting. I was sharing my passion project with the Invest in Girls program that we have done now. We've had 3 groups go through 2 separate occasions, and we have an idea to maybe partner with the Girl Scouts of America in West Michigan to do an Invest in Girls, and maybe even do 2 generational. I don't know if I'm getting too crazy with this or not, but would love to have like the adult in the home also participate with the Girl Scout in the program. And the program is 6 workshops, 1 hour each. And then on the 7th workshop, you either do an industry tour where you go out to a finance office or financial services or a financial champion in the area, like a credit union or bank, and let the girls see the capabilities, the potential opportunities for them in their life. And so we did this with Arbor our last school year, and that was fabulous. And I'm kind of calling it teller to CEO, because at Arbor, they were able to see women at entry level and loving their position at Arbor, and then also all the way up to the CEO of the credit union, and how they met her and spoke to her, and she spoke to working hard and starting out as a teller, and just loving her job and showing up and doing the right thing, and being part of a great culture. So I'm excited about that, because Alex had mentioned, hey, maybe Advia headquarters. It's a beautiful brand new building in Kalamazoo. It looks phenomenal. I mean, I just want to go in and see it myself. So that could be an opportunity also for an industry tour, seeing what the world of personal finance looks like. So besides that, I'm really interested in professional development for our educators in Kalamazoo County. So with my role at KRESA, we work with all of the schools in the county. And I just am wondering, like, how can we move the needle with the educators, train the trainers so that they can educate the students K-12. So I'm kind of setting some goals for myself of some professional development here at KRESA. And I want to hook up with Derek again. We've been chit-chatting a little bit lately, but want to see, what can we bring to the West Side? I know he does great things in Detroit and Farmington area, but can we do something like that in Kalamazoo? And then maybe tap into our Finlet Fanatics Kalamazoo group to do some sponsorship or some trainings or some workshops and stuff like that. So lots of great ideas always come from meeting with you guys and networking here. So I think
that's a lot of goodies. And I will say, you've got a couple of folks who've already, chimed in the chat, but, I'm also a troop leader, and I've done a lot of, as you might imagine, over the years, a lot of different financial education programs with my own Girl Scouts. And so I, would be happy to be on a separate little Girl Scout call if you wanted to organize something, because I can share ideas. I can share things that we've done that worked really well. I can also share my things that didn't work so well, which I think is just as valuable. But if you get to the point where you do, I know Sarah and Alex and, have already said they, would like to be part of another conversation specifically around Girl Scouts, feel free to loop me in if you think that'd be, valuable.
absolutely. Okay.
Because, I've done a lot of different things over the years working with credit unions here in Southeast Michigan. And I've done programs just for my troop. And then I've done programs where we invited multiple Girl Scout troops from the community and had as many as 100 girls at an event. So just an offer, if you want me to be part of that subgroup or whatever, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, thank you. And hey, I just want to also give a shout out to Sarah's partner, Ben Harmon, who is our go-to Ben, right? Go-to guy. He does a lot of work with financial literacy, with the reality fairs, Finlet Fanatics, all the stuff, right? And he's done a great job of doing some lunch and learns at Kalamazoo RESA. We're coming in and doing a session or workshop to the employees here on, I think that our next session is how to avoid the scams that are coming out, or there will be, out there during the holiday season, especially. So he did a fabulous one, and everyone enjoyed it. I think he's doing one at another location. And so I love it, because it gets people talking about the importance of, educating ourselves, our family members, our loved ones that often are victims of these, scams and stuff. And then brings it to the forefront of, like, hey, and then what about the kids? Let's start out with the kindergartners and the CSA programs and stuff like that. So many good things happening.
So before I jump over, I'm going to introduce Teresa here in a second. She's new to us and brings in a new geography and a new organization. So I'm excited to have her with us. But Dawn, also, I just want to make sure that you heard early on that that our Owl and Otter is cranking along. And I just got a note back from Colleen, who had missed my last emails, but said she loved the illustrations. And so just wanted to make aware if there was anything that you were hoping to do, like you did last year. I don't know if you've already been in touch with the partners that you worked, with outside of the library portion of that initiative, but there were extra copies ordered or are being printed, extra copies. So just an FYI, I don't know what that looks like. It's, but I just wanted to say that I know the 9,000 copies that were allocated for the library part of this are going to be spoken for. There's no doubt in my mind. We're pacing way ahead of years past. And I think it is the excitement of a new title, a new book, and a Michigan original. But we did order extra copies. So just to plant that seed. And it is exciting and it's so cute. The pages are still in black and white sketch because the last thing they do is add color, but the draft of the cover, I was so excited to see that this morning. So I had to share. So Teresa, can you unmute and tell us, who you are and your organization? I know that you were invited to attend by someone else, and I've already told Teresa and anyone else who's new on the call, make sure that you go to our website, to the partner page, and subscribe for future communications. That way you get the meeting notices, you get the recording. If you miss a meeting, you can listen to the recording. My Financial Wellness .org, and then go to the partner page and then scroll down and you'll see a form that you fill out, and that'll get you subscribed to our e-newsletter. So before the day is out, if you're a guest here today and you want to make sure that you're in the loop, just fill that form out and then you'll get the future e-blast. So with that, Teresa, welcome.
Hi, I am the financial education coordinator for Northland Area Federal Credit Union. And I first got connected with the Michigan Financial Wellness Network last year when I was trying to get more of our area libraries involved with the Michigan, with the Smart Money Kids Read program, because we had one faithful that had been doing it for 8 years, but that was it. And so I was really excited to reach out to our libraries and get them on board with doing that. And so I'm here mostly just to network. I love hearing all the ideas and the stuff going on. I love getting the updates from Derek on the different things that the Michigan Econ Group is doing. So that's what I'm here for.
Well, and you did a great job last year. Hopefully some of those libraries that participated last year are organized enough to participating in this year.
Yes, I hope so. I plan on reaching out and seeing if they have already ordered books or put that little bug in their ear that they need to do it and need to do it soon.
And if you want, go ahead and send me an email with the library names or your contact names, and I can check the registration list for you.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's go to Velma. Velma, tell us about yourself, your organization. And I know that you were invited to come today, so hopefully you'll get registered so you get the future communications as well.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Velma Kaiser. I'm the program manager of the Lansing Financial Empowerment Center. So we are part of the Office of Financial Empowerment here. It's a program that came to Lansing back in 2013 from the Bloomberg Philanthropies. So what we offer here is free one-on-one financial counseling. And we actually counsel people in 4 areas. We show them how to, of course, improve their credit, show them how to pay down their debt, show them how to get a safe, affordable account relationship. We work with many of the credit unions here in this area. And also, my favorite part is we show them how to save for when life happens, because it's going to happen. You just want to have a little cushion there when it does. So I heard a lot of stuff here today from each one of you, just so exciting, all this good information, and I'm just buzzing. Have taken a couple pages of notes to share with my director at the Office of Financial Empowerment. And I heard someone mention MSU. We work with them with the Lansing Safe program. And what we do is we actually want the parents, when they have a child who's in the program, we work with the parents to show them how to, of course, budget and make that child's deposit to their account one line item on their budget. So I'm just thrilled at what I've heard. So I'm going to actually meet with my director and see how we can actually jump on board and get involved with all the good things you guys have going.
That's great. So I see, Velma, you have a note in the chat from Alex. Make sure that you see that, and we'll get you guys connected as well.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here. Make sure that you put the dates on your calendar. Make sure you subscribe to our e-newsletter.
Okay.
And that way you get the meeting notices and the Zoom links and all that good stuff. And then I see, I was gonna say, Kathy, you're up next. So,
Okay, I'll be real quick. I just wanted to type everything in because I have to run to another meeting. Thank you for those that mentioned MSU Extension. I love that we're out there partnering with everyone. And Dawn, I'm so happy you connected with Veronica, and if there's anything I can do, please let me know. And Velma, very exciting what you're doing. We're doing something like that in Macomb. We're trying to create a financial wellness network. We're just in the talking stages, but you might be an excellent resource for us. But anyway, I do youth financial education statewide, and I just wanted to mention 2 contests that we're planning. One is the cash composition contest. That's for youth 9 to 12, and they can win $100. We did get a sponsor, Extra Credit Union, so I want to give them kudos. We'll have 5 winners, $500. So it's a great opportunity for the younger kids to combine, writing skills as well as financial education. The topic is online. You can see what the topic is that they have to write, just 300 words. So we're going to be looking for judges if you're interested for the contest. The other one that we're just trying to finalize right now is Show Your Money Smarts contest. That's for the older youth. The topic this year is on credit. And the cool thing, what we want to do is we want to provide not only the youth who win a gift card, but we also want to provide the teachers or the librarians or the youth development professionals. So it could be Girl Scout troops, whatever, whoever referred the winning youth, an opportunity to win some money too. So it's both the adults and the youth. So we're trying to encourage, so teachers could, we have a lot of resources to teach on credit. If you're a financial institution and you want to do something on credit, we would love to have you, because we want to provide a lot of education around that topic to sort of help support that contest. We are looking for sponsorship to provide the gift cards and the incentives to the teachers. So if you are interested in that, feel free to reach out to me, and we can do that as well. So, and I left my email in case anybody wanted to reach out. If they have questions or want to connect with MSU Extension, I can hook you up. But
in both the youth side as well as the adult side, because I know, you do a great job of representing all the youth programming, but you have counterparts that also do adult programming. They just aren't here.
Right. We have a ton. I can connect you. I'm on that team as well, and I can easily connect you. So if you have a need for education with the adults, I'll definitely can connect you as well. So.
And I know you got to jump, but can you give just a quick update on Adulting 101? And that's really
okay.
geared toward young adults. I would say, like, I have some kids who have done it and they were like 16.
Yeah, that's
and
perfect.
All the way up like 16 to 30, maybe. I mean, I don't know. So how is that going? The Adulting 101?
Oh, it's going well. We decided to change it up a bit. In fact, I was just getting out emails for that. We're going to do it monthly is what we're going to do. In the past, we've done it quarterly, and we've done like 4 sessions in a month all together. We just decided let's just do it monthly. We'll have a different topic every month. If you are interested in teaching a topic, let me know. You would have to go through our screening process. You have to be a screen volunteer in order to present, and I can connect you with somebody to do that. We're just developing the schedule right now. We'll probably have 3 or 4 at a time where people can register and they can choose which ones, and then we'll do like 3 or 4 different registrations. So that
Are
way
these
we
gonna
always have something going on.
Right, are they going to continue to be online, webinar based?
Yes, they'll be online. Mhm.
Okay,
And then we're gonna try to rotate, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and we'll rotate times. So it'll probably be between 4 or 5 or 6. That way the young people are out of school, hopefully. We're never gonna make everybody happy, but we're trying to have a wide range of opportunities. In financial is definitely one of our topics that we do programming in for the
Yeah.
Adulting 101. But we also do stuff on careers. We do stuff on, goal setting, all kinds of topics. So
Mhm.
the first one that we have scheduled is actually on international conversations. So we bring in people from another country, so they learn about different cultures, because that's so important in today's world, is knowing how to communicate with others and learning about other cultures and being open-minded and so forth. So I would be the contact for that as well. So
Great.
thanks.
All right, well, I am going to adjourn us. Thank you all for being here today, and this recording will be made available as soon as I am able to download it and get it edited and then put up on our YouTube channel. So that will be available in the next e-blast. So if you want to go back and listen to a part of the meeting, or if you had to leave before it was over, or if there's a colleague or a partner that you want to get plugged in and not wait for our December 7th meeting, you can certainly share the link to the recording from today. As always, you can reach me in between meetings at My Financial Wellness, that's MIFinancialWellness@gmail.com. And that's the best way to reach me, because it's available 24/7, and then I can get back to you at the crazy hours that I work. So thank you all for your contributions and your work around financial wellness for our citizens. And I look forward to seeing you all in a month, December 7th. Have a great day.